Diet drinks. That's a big one, right? I probably got your ears perked. Things that have 0 calories in them. Are they good? Are they bad? I know there's differing opinions on all of it, and I'm going to be talking all about that. So strap in, get ready for episode 242. Let's go.
The future of fitness.
How do you gain muscle mass?
Fitness is not complicated. It's simple when you break it down.
There's so much information out there.
No fads, no diets, just plain simple habits.
You're listening to the Bones to Bulk podcast.
Hey, welcome to today's episode. My name is Brian Purdy, and I will be your host today. And if this is your first time tuning in, welcome to the show. I'm so glad you are here, excited for this episode, because this is a pretty common question that I get asked about, 0-calorie drinks and diet sodas, and is it healthy? Is it bad? And there's a lot of differing opinions on it, even in the fitness space. Like, I know a lot of different fitness people that I follow, and they all kind of say different things when it comes to diet drinks. So I'm going to give my take on it, and hopefully it helps maybe clear up some misinformation for you. Before we dive in, though, if you have not joined our Facebook community, please head on over to Facebook, search Bones to Bulk, and join the group. We have a great community of people over there. I'm blown away by all the support that everybody offers in there. There's no BS. It's not any kind of contest or anything there. Just people trying to encourage one another to be a better version of themselves. So head on over there and check that out. With that being said, let's dive in. All right, so diet sodas. I'm sure you've had, even if you aren't a diet soda drinker, there's probably something out there, 0 calorie, that you've had before, whether it's a vitamin water zero or an energy drink that's 0 calories, or there's so many things out there, right? Artificial sweetener is everywhere. There's sugar-free version of everything, literally, right? So, we think that, well, it's 0 calories, so it fits in my diet, right? Okay, granted, I'm not saying that's not accurate. However, what else is in the product? And that's usually what we run into. There's a lot of studies contradicting each other when it comes to the actual artificial sweetener itself. Sucralose is a big one, aspartame is a big one, and again, there's research on both sides saying yes, it's not going to hurt you, and others saying yes, it is going to hurt you. So that part of it, I don't know. I'm not a scientist. Maybe it will, maybe it won't. I think in 30 years from now, we're going to have a much better understanding of it because, let's face it, it's still a relatively new thing, in the last 20 years or so. But here's another thing you have to consider. So let's take an energy drink, okay? I know a lot of people drink Bangs. They're very popular amongst the fitness community because they're 0 calorie and they have creatine in it, so it must be good, right? Well, first off, let's take the creatine part. The amount of creatine is 0.0, it's a fraction of a percent, okay? So it's a tiny amount. So you're not going to oh my God, I'm taking creatine and building muscle because you're drinking a Bang, okay? Let's real talk here. If you want to take creatine, get some actual creatine powder and take it at some point during the day. The second thing is, yes, it is a sugar-free drink as far as there's 0 calories in it and there are artificial sweeteners in it, okay? Now, that being said, what else is in it? First off, the amount of B vitamins in energy drinks is astronomical. If you look at the percentage, there's several of them that are over what they recommend for your daily allowance. Now, I looked into B vitamins and can too much B vitamins hurt you? And some can and some can't. Some that can are the ones they put in these energy drinks. For example, if you continually consume in excess of your B vitamin intake every day, it can lead to complications with your nerves, with your brain. There are a lot of complications that can occur. Again, I think we're so new to the energy drinking game. When you think about how long they've been around and how little research we have on them, I think a lot of crazy crap's going to come out again in 20 years. And we're going to be I can't believe we used to drink energy drinks. You know what I'm saying? Maybe I'm wrong, and I hope I am, but I'm just saying. The B vitamins itself, we're always oh, it's got B vitamins. Vitamins are good, right? Well, yeah, but an excess of anything is too much. Now, the next thing is the caffeine content. Now, don't get me wrong. I love my caffeine. I drink 3 cups of coffee without fail every day, which is roughly 300 milligrams of caffeine, okay? 3 cups of coffee. Now, a average Bang, 0 calorie, has 300 milligrams of caffeine. So that's 3 cups of coffee right there in that one can, okay? Now, my cups of coffee are spread out, and I drink water in between, so all that caffeine's not hitting my system at once. My body's able to process it, and it's a little bit slower phase. I'm not saying that, oh, my coffee is awesome. I'm just saying there's a little bit of a difference. Most of the time when you have a 0 sugar energy drink, the caffeine is doubled from the regular versions. If you take a regular Monster and a 0 calorie Monster, the regular has approximately 150 milligrams of caffeine and a crap ton of sugar, usually around 50 grams, depending on the brand, depending on the kind. That's kind of a baseline though. Whereas with the zero sugar ones, the caffeine is doubled. And the reason for that is you're not getting that sugar rush, so they got to make up for it by, doubling the caffeine. So just be aware of that. And I know I'm harping on energy drinks because they're so prevalent, and they're so prevalent even amongst the fitness community. So my advice, if you're going to drink one, limit it to a couple times a week. I always say an excess of anything is bad. So be mindful of that. Be smart about it. If you're going to have a couple a week, cool. Like, I don't think in the long term, a couple a week is going to completely negatively impact you. If it becomes a daily habit where you're having one or two, shoot, I know people who have 3 a day. Like, definitely don't recommend that. But if you're having 1 or 2 a day, I think that's too much. That's my personal take. Again, you can disagree with me, but I think anything in an excess is too much. I think anything that is highly, highly processed like that has very little nutritional value, should not be an everyday habit, just across the board. So that's kind of my take on the energy drink thing. I kind of feel the same way about diet sodas. I don't think having 1 a week or 2 a week is going to kill you or hurt you. Again, I could be wrong. I'm not a scientist. Think about it in moderation term. Don't be getting a bottle of Diet Coke first thing in the morning and then a 32 ounce in the afternoon and then drinking another one at night. Like, it's, again, that excessive thing. Whenever something becomes excessive, then it's a problem. And this is 100% across the board. Same with alcohol. Having a drink once or twice a week, I don't see anything wrong with that. There's no health benefits from alcohol, but I don't think it's negatively going to affect your fitness journey. But when you start making it an everyday habit, well, then it becomes a problem when you're trying to achieve your fitness goals. And that's a big one that I run into with a lot of clients that I have is, and I get it, like this last year has been crazy with the pandemic, and I know studies have found that alcohol intake has gone insane over the last year across all demographics. So I get it. I get that stresses are high. I get that people are on edge and alcohol helps take that edge off. But again, you don't want to make it an everyday habit. Unless it is a whole food or water, fruit, or veggies, or something all natural, like you shouldn't be consuming it every day. That's just my take. That's my personal opinion. That's Brian speaking. And then, take it where you will. So I say all this to say I don't think we need to live in fear of having an energy drink or having a diet soda once in a while. I think where we need to caution ourselves is, am I okay with going without this for a few days? Am I okay with limiting this to once or twice a week? And that is the deeper question that we need to be asking ourselves. That's what we need to be evaluating. Because again, anything that becomes an everyday habit is going to have a dramatic effect on us, either negatively or positively. So that's when we really have to be careful and ask the question, okay, let me take a step back. Let me look at this through a non-polarized view and evaluate, can I go without this or am I addicted to this? And that's a big, big thing to consider. I hope this helps. I hope it maybe clears up some information about these, 0-calorie drinks. And one last caveat off of this. There are some great 0 or very low-calorie options out there for different drinks that I recommend. Bai, which is B-A-I. It's made with coconut water and stevia as a sweetener, which stevia is by far the best sweetener out there, I think, in my opinion. So that is a great one. They're like 10 or 15 calories a bottle. They taste great. Another one is the Body Armor Lights. Those are a really good option. They're on average 20-25 calories a bottle. Again, they're made with stevia. They don't have artificial colorings in them, and I think those are really good. Now, avoid the regular Body Armors because they are loaded with sugar, but Body Armor Lights and Bai are probably my 2 favorites. Also, a vitamin water. They make some of their 0 versions now with stevia, so I also like those. All right, with that being said, remember you can accomplish any goal you set your mind to. You've got this.